Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. We're really happy you're here with us today because this episode is going to be super practical and useful for your everyday English speaking.
Hey guys! Yes, today's lesson is all about helping you sound more natural when you speak English. Not just correct, but natural, confident, and comfortable in real-life conversations.
Exactly. A lot of learners understand English grammar, but when it comes to speaking, they feel stuck or unsure about what to say.
That's right. Sometimes you know the words, but you don't know how to use them in real situations. That's why today's topic is so important.
Today we're talking about speak naturally. 100 common English sentences you must know.
These are the kinds of sentences native speakers use every single day without even thinking about them.
And if you start using them too, your English will immediately sound more natural and more fluent.
So don't just listen. Try to repeat after us and imagine real situations in your daily life.
Let's start with something very simple but very important. Starting a conversation.
Right. Instead of saying something too formal, like, "How are you today?" every time, you can say, "Hey, what's up?"
And remember, short answers are okay. You don't need to explain everything.
Now, let's talk about showing interest in a conversation, which is very important if you want to sound natural.
Yes. When someone tells you something, don't just stay silent. You can react with simple phrases like, "Oh, really?"
Or, "That's interesting. Tell me more about it."
That phrase is powerful because it encourages the other person to continue speaking.
And it also makes you sound like a good listener.
Exactly. Another great one is, "That sounds nice," especially when someone shares something positive.
Or if you're surprised, you can say, "No way. Seriously?"
That's very natural and emotional. Now let's move on to everyday reactions.
If you agree with someone, you can say, "Yeah, I totally agree with you."
Or, "That makes a lot of sense."
And if you don't agree, you don't have to sound rude. You can say, "I'm not sure about that."
Or, "I see your point, but I think it's a bit different."
That sounds polite and respectful.
Tone is very important here. The same sentence can sound friendly or rude depending on how you say it.
Now let's talk about asking for help, something we all do in daily life.
You can say, "Hey, can you help me with something for a minute?"
Or a bit more polite, "Could you give me a hand when you have time?"
And when someone helps you, it's important to respond properly.
You can say, "Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it."
Or, "That was very helpful. Thank you so much."
These small phrases make a big difference in real conversations.
Now let's talk about making plans with friends.
You can ask, "What are you doing later today?"
Or, "Are you free this evening?"
And if you want to invite someone, say, "Do you want to join me for dinner?"
Or, "Let's grab some coffee and catch up."
That sounds very natural and friendly.
And if you're not sure, you can say, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you."
That's a very useful phrase.
Now let's talk about time expressions.
You can say, "I'll be there in about 10 minutes, just finishing something."
Or, "Give me a few minutes. I'm almost ready."
And if you're late, it's important to say, "Sorry, I'm running a bit late. I'll be there soon."
That sounds polite and responsible.
Now let's move to daily routines.
You can say, "I just woke up and I'm still feeling a bit sleepy."
Or, "I'm heading to work now. Talk to you later."
Another common one is, "I'm on my way. I'll be there soon."
These are simple but very useful.
Now let's talk about phone conversations.
When you answer, you can say, "Hey, what's going on?" instead of just, "Hello."
And if you're busy, say, "Hey, I'm a bit busy right now. Can I call you back later?"
That's very natural.
If you didn't hear something clearly, you can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that? The connection is not very clear."
That's something we all say often.
Now let's talk about expressing your opinion.
You can say, I think this is a really good idea, and we should try it.
Or, in my opinion, it would be better to wait a little longer.
And if you're unsure, just say, I'm not completely sure, but I think it might work.
That sounds natural and honest.
Now let's talk about small talk.
You can ask, so what have you been up to lately?
Or, how has your week been so far?
And to answer, it's been pretty busy, but good overall.
Or, nothing much, just the usual routine.
These are perfect for daily conversations.
Now let's talk about giving compliments.
You can say, you did a really great job on that project.
Or, you look amazing today. I love your outfit.
Or even, that's a really cool idea.
Compliments help build connections.
Now let's talk about problems and frustrations.
You can say, I'm having a bit of trouble with this task.
Or, something went wrong and I'm not sure how to fix it.
If you're frustrated, you can say, this is really annoying. I can't figure it out.
Very real-life English.
Now let's talk about food and eating. You can say, I'm really hungry. Let's get something to eat.
Or, I feel like having something light today.
At a restaurant? Can I see the menu, please?
Or, what do you recommend here?
Very useful. Now let's talk about ending conversations naturally. You can say, all right, I've got to go now, but it was nice talking to you.
Or, let's talk again soon.
Or simply, take care.
These sound warm and natural.
Let's do a longer role play now.
Yes, let's make it feel like real life.
Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've been really busy with work lately. How about you?
Same here. Work has been crazy, but I'm managing.
That's good to hear. Are you free this weekend?
I think so. What do you have in mind?
I was thinking we could grab some coffee and just relax.
That sounds like a great idea. I could really use a break.
Same here. Let's meet around 10 in the morning.
Perfect. I'll text you when I'm on my way.
Sounds good. See you then.
See ya.
You see how natural that conversation sounds?
Yes, it's simple, but it feels real.
And that's the goal. Not complicated, just natural.
Before we finish, here's your challenge.
Try to use at least 20 of these sentences today in your daily life.
Speak out loud, even if you're alone.
Practice builds confidence.
And confidence builds fluency.
That's it for today's episode.
We hope you enjoyed learning how to speak more naturally.
Keep practicing every day.
And don't forget, simple English is powerful English.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.